Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome bay with shafafa.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We're on the road again, and it is summer grilling season. Is almost here. I can't believe
Nope, I turned you off.
that it is almost time. It's almost Memorial Day weekend, and we are joined by special guest host today, co-host Tony Segreto, the legendary former sports anchor, former news anchor, former guy who used to be the guest host of the George Michael Sports Machine. Welcome back to one of your favorite places, Tony.
This is my all-time favorite place to come and get dips and what have you.
Prepared foods, fresh chicken, fresh fish, seafood, even don't forget the steaks, and of course your favorite, the house-made sausages.
Yes.
We welcome back to the show Gene, the grilling machine.
Yes.
Hey,
What's happening today?
not much. We
Yeah.
just,
The man with the
Another
smile.
day.
He's always smiling.
another day. That's all it
It's
is.
another day in paradise.
Right.
We're at 4191 North State Road 7. It has been here for decades.
You can't miss it.
It's iconic. There's a big chicken on the roof. It's right there at the corner of Sterling and State Road 7, right across from the Seminole Classic Casino, the old bingo hall. And what's going on now that stone crab season is over? There's still plenty of reasons to come in here, right?
Oh yeah.
It's,
We still got the sausages, homemade, like the pork sausage. We have the turkey sausages.
which one do we have in front of us? We had to cut it up into
Actually-
thirds because they're so big. It's
The
just-
one we have, it's the beef ragu.
it's a Wagyu beef sausage.
That's the ragu beef sausage.
Okay,
Yes.
and the hot dog is also a very premium hot dog, and you guys get all kinds of great meat products. It's not just the home of poultry and seafood, but of course, for a little bit of everything. It's an exciting day here because Linda and Jose off to the side, but they're telling me that you're launching a new prepared foods delivery service.
Yeah.
That's going to be that'll be awesome. Now, what's your radius for delivery?
We're not gonna do it like in person, like the store. It's the app that is in charge of doing it. It's like wherever they order, they want to place the order, and they send somebody. We get the order ready, and then they send
So
the
it's-
nearest driver to
It's
come
going to
and pick
be
it
a
up. Mhm.
third-party delivery
A third-party
service.
delivery service. That is
And
correct.
I
Mhm.
don't know if they have any geographic mileage limitations. Sometimes they charge a little more if you're further
Yeah,
away.
it's gonna be up to the customer. It's not. We have nothing to do with it.
Right.
All we have to get the food ready, and then someone will show up, and we'll get just hand it.
You're gonna box it up, pack it up, and then
Give it
it'll
to
be on its way no matter where you are. I think in Broward County, and the closer,
Yes.
the Hollywood rate is probably 5 miles is one rate, and then a little bit longer. That's the way it usually works for other restaurants. And now you are in the prepared. Yeah, you've always been in the prepared food business, but it used to be you have to come in person.
Gotta get it.
Now
Yeah.
convenience is what it's all about. So if you want to take advantage of this brand new service, again, launching today,
Yes,
Tony, you got to go.
I'm all in.
You're all in. I know you're going to be just sitting at your house watching Panther games, Knicks playoff games, and just going online to DelawareChicken.com. That's their website,
Yes.
DelawareChicken.com. Very easy. And then not only can you sign up for their weekly newsletter that has all the specials and other news and notes, but when you go on DelawareChicken.com, there's a tab that says Prepared Foods, and then basically you click on the thing that says Prepared Foods, and you'll hit the items, and it comes up, and it'll show you the price. They've got your world famous roasted chicken and the some of the other items. I think some of the dips and soups, and it's a fairly limited menu to start, but it's going to be expanding
It's
with
just
more
rolling
items.
out today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's rolling out today. So again, DelawareChicken.com. click on prepared foods, and then you can place your order, and it'll be delivered right to your door, which brings the freshness and quality of Delaware chicken and seafood
it's-
right to your door.
It's going to
Just-
be killer. It
Just
is.
to make a little correction.
Yep.
Because the app is not up and running already.
Oh, okay.
So
I just was able to get on there.
oh,
It's
you,
on the-
were, you were able to get on. Okay.
Yeah, Linda
I'm-
was telling me that it's going live right now, and I can actually, go
You
on the
can place
roasted
orders.
chicken, and I'm placing an order.
I'm talking
and
about
it'll come.
the delivery one.
Oh, the delivery one. So
Yeah.
this is just for
This is for the website. They could
Okay.
order and then they can come in and get it.
Okay.
nice.
Yes.
So the
But
delivery.
as far as for the app, we're still waiting for everything to get in line, and then
Okay.
so we could just go ahead and they could just go on that app. They order, and then all they have to they paid everything. All they have to do is send the driver in,
Okay.
and then we give them the food, and then the food should be on the way to them.
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
a work in progress,
It's
but
a
I'm
work-
looking
yeah.
right here. You can get a
Yeah.
brisket cheeseburger.
Yeah, you could order online, but
Right.
not for delivery.
Okay.
Not
All
for
right.
delivery.
Yeah.
Well, that is
just wanna-
coming soon, and it's
Yeah.
all exciting here. And I know that Jose's in the back busy filling all these yacht and
Yeah,
provision
we have a bunch
orders.
of, he's working on
Which
yeah.
is good. And Tony, I'm going to let you do. Do you want a bun, or you're going to just have your sausage?
We have a sausage here,
Okay, you got a little bit of the mustard,
mustard.
and I'm going to go. I'm going to do a little bit of hot dog on
Mm-hmm.
one side and sausage on the other, because that's the way the gambling gourmet rolls. And a little bit of mustard, and we're going to get some. Not big bites, but we'll take some nice little lunchtime bites because it is lunch hour here
Yes,
at
sir.
Delaware. Again, you guys are open 7 days a week.
We're here 7 days, Monday through Saturday, 8:30 to 6, Sunday, 9:30 to 4 o'clock. Our phone number is 954-983-6831. You could call us, place your order, and we get it ready for you. Give us like 10, 15 minutes, we get it ready for you.
Nice.
Our goal is to go on the fresh food delivery. But for now, we just wanted, we try and do work out those little details, and then so we
The
could
prepared
just
stuff.
somebody can call and then say, "Hey, I want some boneless chicken breast, some sausages." We pack it up, and then they send the driver to pick it up.
Oh,
But
wow.
we're not
not
there
there yet.
yet
Mhm.
due to the logistic of pricing. Because when
Mm.
somebody orders stuff online, they want to make sure it's a set price.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a
The,
set
sau-
price.
the
Mm.
sausage is outstanding.
So this is
That's
a Wagyu beef
That's Wagyu
sausage.
beef. That's Wagyu
That
beef.
is something different.
Yes.
And it's also got like a natural casing around it. So it's got the snap and the crunch. And I very unceremoniously already took my first bite. And in honor of Tony Segreto, it was the sausage side. Now I'm going in on the
we
hot
can't
dog
wait to get
yeah. Lubie is sitting on the
Letting them-
sidelines today, drooling.
Do what they're doing. I'll be.
I don't want to get mustard on the micro.
Right, so we're getting into summer, and I love that even when the season's over, the first thing Mike Mayo says is stone crab season's over. So even when it's over, he still has to start the show mentioning stone crabs. But summer,
that.
South Florida slows
We're
down,
not
but you
just
guys
stone
don't
crab.
slow down. You guys don't slow
We're
down
not just stone
because
crab. You have everything. We have
fish and seafood are big in the
Yes.
summer. Grilling, whether it's wings or burgers or
Yeah.
hot dogs, is big in the summer. Poultry obviously is big in the summer. Like, what have you noticed from customers? From going from quote unquote the season into the summer. Like, what do people start to pique their interest? Does it change from the winter, spring to summertime with you guys here?
The most notable change we see, it's really you have less people around,
Okay.
but the store we still open the same hours. We're still doing business. We're doing the yacht. A lot of people coming to get some poultry. Like right now, we got a special going on chicken wings. They're like $2.99 for the jumbo wing.
Oh, nice.
People are coming to get them.
Are these
Like,
the jumbo wings?
That's the jumbo
because
wings.
they look
Mhm.
beautiful. And
Yeah.
I'm going to take a
Jumbo
first
wing.
bite right
That's the
now.
jumbo wings.
Mm.
So,
Oh, you
Yeah.
hear that crunch?
yep.
And these also will prepare for people.
We do that. We do that here. You call and order it. We get them ready for you. You got 10, 20, 50, 100. We do wing platters. We do more. And then we also have the famous roasted chicken, which is the pressure fried chicken.
Mhm.
We always have these available. So all you have to do is just come in, and then we pack the box up for you, and you'll be on your way to your party.
I bought some roasted chicken for my Passover Seder. Not traditional, but I wanted a little chicken component along with all the good other stuff, and
Mhm.
I picked up the gefilte fish here. Oh my God, that's so good! And again, we're in the summertime, 4th of July, yeah, Memorial Day first, Burger Month, Burger Day, National Burger Day is May 28th. I think it's next Wednesday.
Mhm.
But again, it's after Memorial Day weekend. To me, the unofficial Burger Day is Memorial Day because everybody gets the grill
Yeah.
going.
Everybody go outside and grill.
And
Sure knows.
summer is here. The heat is definitely on, but even
And
though
these are not just regular burger. These are the
Angus or
hybrid
the
brisket
the
burger.
brisket
Oh,
burger.
yeah,
That's the
nice.
high
That's
quality meat.
that's a
So nice.
combination of the brisket and the Angus beef.
It's got so much flavor.
This chicken wing
Yeah, the chicken wing is
is
fantastic.
outstanding.
Like you said, it's jumbo. It's plump.
Yeah,
And I love the way how
It's
it has
juicy.
a
It's
very like light breading. So, it's not those overly heavily breaded chicken wings, but it's not a naked wing either. And it's got that great seasoning and flavor on the outside.
Yes.
And of course, you could always pick up
You
a.
could get it unbreaded too.
Okay.
Oh, you do
can-
them naked.
You
Yeah,
got naked
we
wings?
do them naked. Yeah, we have
Interesting.
different flavors.
And as
Mhm.
always, you guys like to support local entrepreneurs and businesses. So when you come in, you could get some extra sauces or seasonings, like our friend Channing Crowder has his Crowder powders.
we have them. Yeah.
And then I see a new product, the Pickles
Yeah.
hot sauces. Now, it's not the actual Pickles that you're familiar with, where it's the chopped cabbage and the Scotch bonnets, but it blends all those elements in a little bottled hot sauce. I know this because Val, my girlfriend, ran into the owner, the proprietor, at a function a couple of weeks ago
Uh-huh.
and got a couple of bottles that brought back to my house. And I've been playing with it, but I'm seeing that you sell this.
Yeah, we've been selling a lot of it, and he came in. He done some samples,
Mhm.
and then we move a lot of the pickles. Actually, if I remember, his wife is Haitian. Or
The wife is who Val met.
Yes.
And she's
Mhm.
Haitian. And the Pickles, so they have two sauces. One is like a traditional that uses the Scotch bonnet peppers and is very spicy.
Yes.
And then there's like a honey, a little bit sweeter
Yeah.
hot sauce that they
and then
also
he's got
offer.
that spicy pepper relish.
Yep.
It's really almost close to that.
Like the
Pickles.
Pickles, like
Yeah,
the real.
close
Okay, I
to
didn't
that
even see
Pickles.
the
Yeah,
the
it's right there in the
pepper. All right.
middle.
We'll
Mhm.
get those out here during the next segment to kind of display it. But those are the kinds of things that I love to come in here because you do have, besides things like national brands, and you have like the Phillips crab, canned lump crab, and also I see that they have some chili crab sauces and all kinds of other things around here. Behind us, have the fresh fish case.
Yeah.
all the freshest fish.
what fish do you sell the most?
Yellowtail snapper.
Snapper, I
We
would
sell
imagine.
a lot of snapper. Next to it is like a grouper fillet.
Okay. Yep.
We sell a lot. On the snapper, people buy them whole.
They do.
buy 'em
I was going to
fillet.
ask how many people are
Yeah.
intimidated by the whole fish, but I love grilling the
Yeah,
whole
people
fish.
buy them whole. They just we clean them for them for free, and then they take them home and grill them. They bake them. Yeah, snapper is by far.
And it's right over there, the
and a
whole
lot.
fish. You
I
got
know
the
that-
yellowtail, you got the lane snappers, you've got the branzinos also.
Yeah,
that
Bonzino is a fast moving too.
Yeah.
And also the people love the salmon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We have the salmon
And you get-
salmon fillet here.
and you got all varieties. Like you have wild caught certain times of year,
We-
then you've got
yeah.
the farm
We
raised.
soon gonna have the wild caught one, but right now we only have the farm raised.
Okay.
We did have some organic farm raised. I don't think we have any more.
Mm.
Oh, we do. We still got a little bit left.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then we have the
And then, of
regular
course,
farm
you
raised
get the
salmon.
grouper fresh caught from the Gulf. You've got the tuna steaks that come in, I assume, from like
We also have some halibut too. We have
halibut is a
yeah.
great fish.
Yes.
It's
Yes, it
usually a
is.
West Coast fish, right?
Mhm.
But
That's
you
a
know,
cold water.
sitting behind you where the stone crabs usually sit, you have other crabs available now.
Yes.
The Florida Blues, but they're spiced like the Old Bay, Maryland style,
Yeah.
and
And the garlic
garlic crabs.
style.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's all up there. You got all kinds of stuffed clams. You got the
Yeah,
That's the stuff. That's the stuffed crab. We use
Oh.
the seafood stuffing,
Yep.
which is really
It's
good.
fantastic.
And then we stuff it into the shell of the same crab we use to make the garlic crab.
Right.
We use the shell to make the stuffed shell, and then
Yeah.
there you have it.
crab cakes.
Mhm.
In
We have
honor
crab
of the
cakes,
Preakness that
yes.
just run up in Maryland. But yeah, just because stone crabs aren't in season doesn't mean you can't get your crab fix here. It's other, seasonal. So you go
Yeah,
to
and then
what's
we
in
got
season.
the king crab leg. We also have the
Yep.
Dungeness crab. We have The
Do you ever get soft shell crabs in?
yeah, we
soft shell
do have
crabs?
soft shell. We
Oh,
got
okay.
them right here in the freezer. We
All
keep
right.
them frozen.
Oh, you keep them frozen. Okay, because I
Mhm.
know sometimes people, this time of year, it's the fresh soft shell crabs.
Yeah, when they first come in, we keep a few fresh,
Mhm.
but afterward we just freeze
Yeah,
the rest.
and they
of
keep
them.
well, and then you could just
Yes.
defrost them and saute them, and they're delicious. You bread them also.
A
Stuffed.
sautéed soft shell crab
Yeah.
is
It's a delicacy.
spectacular.
Yeah.
Mhm. I like them Frenchés.
Yeah. Oh, look at
Yes.
this.
Ooh,
Yes.
nice.
Fancy. Yeah.
So, is there anything you brought in the crabs? That's something new with summer. We know you do the dips, you do the soups. That even if it's hot outside, it's still nice to have a nice soup sometimes. Anything else that you guys rotate, bring in and out when it gets a little hotter, when it's around this time of the year?
Anything that is available,
We have it.
we'll have it. Yeah. Sometimes you don't see something here because we can't get it. Like people have been waiting on the like a wild salmon.
Yep.
Sometimes we have a little fish called bram. They have another fish called West Coast mullet. When it's hot like that, that's the time they start catching them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of stuff that we're not able to get during the winter. We'll be getting them for the summertime.
And of course, you always have your poultry
Yep.
and the chicken parts, whole fryers and the various wings, drumsticks, whatever you want. It's here, and whether you want it cooked and prepared for you or just raw and bring it home and cook it yourself. That's what's made this place iconic for 60, 70 years, really.
How long have you been here?
Him, Gene,
28.
28
28
years.
years. Wow.
Yes. 28
Yeah,
years.
that's-
28 years.
That's,
when I started here, I was 2 years old.
I
That's
believe
like
it.
me. I'm coming up on 36 years in South Florida. I spent 31 of them at the Sun Sentinel, and they finally they let me out. I was eligible for parole, and I got out of the newspaper business. And,
I
but
remember.
we love coming around here,
This is the best place.
and I can't speak highly enough. The Wagyu beef sausage has this smoky flavor.
is so
It's
awesome.
great.
It's beefy. It's smoky for people who don't eat pork. It's a great alternative. Obviously, you also have the chicken and the turkey sausages.
Yeah, we have them all.
And this Wagyu, is that relatively new? Or have you had that for a couple of years?
We've been having it. Yeah,
Okay.
we've been having it.
That's excellent.
It's not a
All
new
right.
product.
Let's take our first break, and we will chow down and have a little more and get into some talk about other things going on. Heading into the weekend, we'll talk a little Panthers. It's going to be a big series.
Yes, it is.
Starting tonight in Raleigh, North Carolina. Really? Raleigh? Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's take our first break, and we'll be back with more from Delaware Chicken and Seafood Market in Hollywood after these words. For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information, go to tavernakima.com. When I get a craving for real Southern barbecue, Fat Boys Barbecue is the place that I call home. Cooked low and slow with proper smoke and dry rub goodness, Fat Boys has some of the best ribs, brisket, burnt ends, pulled pork, and chicken around. 5 delectable sauces and the tastiest collard greens, candied yams, and cornbread this side of heaven. 4 locations, including Deerfield, Coral Springs, Cypress Creek Road, and their newest location in downtown Fort Lauderdale, 706 South Federal Highway. Open 7 days with great lunch specials, online ordering, delivery, catering, and food trucks for your next event. To order, go to fatboysbarbecue.com today. That's fat. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed. Oh my goodness, I'm going to town here on this fabulous
It's awesome.
summer grilling display that Jane did for us. We got Tony Segreto here. We got Mike Lubie Lubitz joining us on camera now.
Hello.
And you know what? I call this the Summer Grill Slam.
Yep.
When I go to a barbecue, I love having one hot dog, one burger, one sausage, and one piece of chicken. And that's what I've just done here in the first segment. And it seems like the Ozempic has been rendered completely ineffective. I have defeated it. I am hungry. I am eating.
But you're not doing the double or triple headers, from what I know, unless you're lying. I mean,
No. I mean, well, yesterday I did. I don't know. I had this lapse as we went to brewing, and again, thanks to Jan and of course the overseeing chef Danny Surfer, who wasn't with us yesterday. But that new menu of the stuff that perfect pub grub items, that lamb pie, unbelievably good.
Lamb pie.
Yeah. Oh
great.
yeah. And then we had the they also had the sausage and that kind of stout gravy that was awesome. That beef with oxtail, braised oxtail. It was like a Chicago beef sandwich with braised oxtail with an oxtail au jus. Unbelievably good also.
You don't see that at a brewing place.
No. That's what was great about the menu.
They've introduced food service. They put in a full kitchen. Jonathan spent a lot of money on it, almost, I think, over $500,000 to get everything installed. And he got a world-class chef to develop the menu, and now another great chef, Fergus, who has been a veteran around, and he executing the menu, lunch and dinner every day there. It's up on Atlantic Boulevard. But as I went to the show and I took Federal Highway North to our Twilight Edition at Corvina Seafood Grill in Boca, And what did I do?
Yeah, that was impressive. I'm
I
not gonna lie.
stopped
I'm like,
because
where is this guy?
it's blazing hot, right? And in summertime, when I see like ice cream or soft serve ice cream,
Yes.
You can't control
I
yourself.
go nuts. And there's
Yes.
this new frozen custard place called Wits. Now they have a couple
Where?
of Wits is now they opened a new
The one here
Broward
in Fort Lauderdale by the
location.
sea.
It's
I'm
right
sorry,
Lighthouse Point.
Lighthouse Point. I always get
It's
so
on
confused.
49th and Federal Highway as you're heading north. And again, frozen custard, which is a very much Midwestern thing. Custard is like ice cream, except it has egg yolks in
Yeah,
it.
but it's rich. I like
It's
frozen
richer.
custard's
Custard
richer,
is
and
awesome.
supposedly is lower in fat too.
I don't know about that.
I've looked it up years ago.
That's according to RFK Jr.
No,
or
no.
actual reality.
No, it's there's something the way they do it, but I just like the mouthfeel. It's creamier,
Yeah,
it's
no, it's got,
smoother.
look at him. Look at my little Lubie. He's all grown up. He's
I've
become a
always thought that about
foodie. He's
custard.
talking about mouthfeel.
I didn't use that term, but I've always said that with custard. I've always been a fan of frozen custard over ice cream. Like I just,
I know.
Where's the place at Broward on Federal?
No, it's Federal Highway, Lighthouse Point, like northeast 49th
Wild, but it's
Street.
49th.
Yeah. So Wits. Now, Wits is a national chain. They had one in Boca that's been on Federal Highway for a few years. They have one in Delray Beach downtown. But I guess there's different franchisees. And I met the franchisee who owns the rights to bring it to like Broward,
Other
Fort
places.
Lauderdale, certain parts of it. He's looking to expand and bring another Wits into downtown Fort Lauderdale area, also somewhere along the Federal Highway corridor, closer to downtown or Sunrise Boulevard. But meanwhile, his name is John, and he's a really nice guy, and he actually ran and was involved with Cusano's Bread Company, which is a major bread company
big.
down here that bakes and distributes to a lot of the local restaurants. And John, though, he told me before he did the Cusano's thing, where he was there a while, but originally from the Midwest, and he owned a ices and custard shop in Kansas City, Missouri for
wow.
13 years. And so this is kind of like his
Bring
passion.
them home, yeah.
And I stopped in there, and I met him, chatted him up. He's very familiar with the Let's Eat South Florida
Oh,
group.
nice.
And I just got myself a junior kid scoop of,
Oh, okay. Did you?
of
If you did
vanilla
that,
and
really, that's not
chocolate.
so bad.
I just wanted to taste it, and
Yeah.
I
How
just,
is it? Because I've driven
it's
by there. The
good.
professor lives close to there,
It's
and I've never
creamy.
had it.
Does Culver's have it?
Yes,
Culver's.
Culver's is frozen custard as
Now
well.
Culver's, I think, is on the west side,
Yes.
like Sample near
There's one by
closer
me.
to
It's our
Coral
Copans.
Springs.
There's
yeah,
one here.
Copans. It's
Oh,
right. One just opened Culver's on University Drive
Oh,
in the
really?
Davie area. Yeah.
Between Sterling
And
Oh,
Sheridan.
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Culver's the frozen custard's fantastic, and they do a daily one, which is really cool.
Yeah,
that-
well,
where
the
they'll
same
mix and match.
thing. Wits
Ritz
has
does that too. Right?
2 flavors of the day, or sometimes it's the flavors of the week. So they have a total of like 4. They always have vanilla and chocolate, and then they have 2 of their specials. And it was nice to get in there. And I'll have any excuse to eat some
Yeah,
ice
yeah.
cream because that's my weakness. That's my Achilles heel.
And it's hot as heck.
It's hot as heck.
They'll go to Jackson's.
Yeah, and we were at Jackson's
We were at
last week
Jackson's
for our
last week.
iconic Eateries edition. Still dreaming of that Linda's chocolate
crack.
brownie crackle, also
Yeah.
known as the crack. It's such a great flavor if you
Yeah,
like
it was-
chocolate.
I
So
love chocolate.
and
Yeah, it's nice. It's really good.
yeah, I mean, if you gave me put a gun to my head and said I can only eat one sweet for the rest of my life, I'm gonna throw away the cookies, the cakes, the pies. Give me ice cream every day, not all day. Otherwise, I won't be here
here
on
very
this
long.
planet very long. All right, so that was my little sin. I don't know what's going on. My daughter is back from Spain. She says, "Dad, you've defeated Ozempic." I gained a pound because I did my weigh-in last week.
Well, you went away.
I was
mean,
in Nashville. I'm still holding steady, and my goals are still in sight. So,
Yeah,
It's still in sight.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my goal is to by my birthday to be in the teens, the 2 teens, and I'm 5 pounds away. So,
Yeah.
again,
When's your birthday?
June 17th. So
yeah,
I'm a
in about a
Gemini.
month.
And but the problem is I've got a little vacation coming up. Me and my daughter were going out to the West Coast, starting in San Francisco, driving up the coast to Portland. I have college friends in both towns, and a beautiful coastal drive. But what
That's
happens
really
on
good
vacation.
for food. I mean, San Francisco is a
Yeah.
food town.
But I'm gonna lay off the wine because my daughter's not 21 yet,
Okay.
and so we're not gonna be stopping at any
Oh, you're not doing the
wineries.
vineyards? Oh, geez.
No, we're going straight up the coast, Mendocino, rugged coastline, and then going further up a couple of places along the beaches of
Okay.
Southern Oregon. It's going to be really nice.
Nice.
That'd be
But
beautiful.
meanwhile, Panthers start tonight,
They do.
and I don't know if you can see it on screen. I have the semblance of beard, some facial hair,
He's got a
and-
weird beard.
a weird beard.
You do have a weird
And
beard.
even my daughter, she saw me and she just looked at me and looked at the way it's growing in, patchy, salt and pepper, and she goes, "Dad, that's just weak. It's just a weak beard."
It is.
And
There's
I
a
was
reason
like-
why you don't have a beard normally.
And it's something I've discovered. I don't know why. Every few years, I try to like go without shaving and grow in a beard. And after 2.5 weeks, I usually give up and shave because I just say that's
Enough.
weak.
yeah.
But
it's
I'm
simple
trying
relief.
to. I'm trying.
You trim it
Okay.
and underneath, just trim it nice, and then people will see, oh, you got a beard.
The problem is I don't have an electric razor, and that's the way you trim your
Oh,
beard.
yeah.
All I have is just straight edge and the Harry's razors, and I don't think you can trim a beard with one of those razors. You have to go out and invest in one of those Remington.
Yes,
Does anybody still have those? My dad used to have.
I have
one.
an electric.
You do?
I
Yeah.
have electric.
Okay, so maybe
Just going through because the shave on the manual one is great, but the heads wear so fast and
Okay.
they become so expensive that the electric one lasts like me forever.
All right, maybe I have to, if I'm going to really be serious about this beard thing. Now, I did it in solidarity with the Panthers, and I've explained this before. The NHL, it's a big superstition that when players get involved in the playoffs, they stop shaving, and
Yes.
basically they don't shave again until they get eliminated.
Are you involved in the playoffs?
Well, in an emotional
any way?
sense?
Is he
No,
being
I mean,
supportive?
I somehow I've turned from Panthers hater because I thought they were just such a miserable excuse of a franchise that did nothing right. But now that Bill Zito, really the architect, the GM, has turned this franchise around, and now that Doug Sifu has been suspended and is he back? Did he have a meeting
I
with
haven't heard
Bettman?
anything about
All right,
Sifu.
he
It's
got in
very
trouble for
interesting.
his mean tweets.
They've been very
and
quiet about
offensive
Sifu.
tweets. But no, I had a run in with Doug Seafood about a decade ago when I was a news columnist, and so that added to my I don't want to say hatred, but it was just
Consternation?
That's the
consternation,
perfect word. Yeah.
ambivalence towards the team. But again, this is a special team,
Yep.
and when you got something that's special, it's like when the Heat had the
Yeah,
big
the
three,
big-
when they had
yeah.
LeBron and Wade and Bosch, and they were going to 4 championships in a row. I was like, savor the moment. Don't
Yeah.
get all caught up in every game and every loss like you, Lubie.
That's my.
You were ready to fire Bobrovsky after game.
No, I
You were
5 or
ready.
game
You
6.
were
no,
ready.
it was game 6. Game 6. I wasn't mad at Bob as much as their offense. Their offense was struggling, and it
But
was frustrating to me. But I even in that thread where I was losing, and I still was like, look, I still believe in the team. I watch. I still think they have a chance in Game 7. It just was frustrating to see them not do what they did in Game 7 and Game 6.
they're special. They have so much talent. Now they have newcomers that are, grizzled veterans, Seth Jones and Marchand, both contributing in big ways in Game 7.
yeah, they saved the rear.
That game 7, the frustrating part about the team is they don't make it easy on themselves.
They don't.
They were up
did.
3-0
They
in the
don't.
finals
Yeah,
last
they don't.
year.
They've done this the last
They-
3
they-
years.
they-
And they let Edmonton survive and get to a Game 7.
Well, the
and-
Bruins series, remember, people forget that the beginning of this run was an 8th seed that was down 3-1.
Right.
They
that
were
was at
down
the very
3-1.
beginning, the
Yeah.
first season.
That's where this all started.
Yes.
And from that point, and look, if you've watched enough sports, you've watched great teams do this. The Bulls didn't really do it, but the Warriors did it in their
right, where
run.
they coast a
The
little.
Miami Heat did this in their run,
They-
where they sort of they threw away. If LeBron just backs down Banchero, they win a title versus the Mavs.
Oh, yeah, we're still on.
We always would love
we're
you,
good. Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's teams that have a lot of vets that have won before that know how to win. I don't know if they literally like the Celtics play with their food per se, but they don't bring it until it's sort of that time. Like you saw Game 6 to me, they sort of messed around offensively. But if you watch Game
But the
7, they
thing
were
is, didn't-
insane in
okay,
Game 7.
What happens against the Hurricanes?
I don't know because the Hurricanes aren't as effective offensively as them, but the Hurricanes are really good defensively.
It's one of those teams that you don't know how
And
they
they don't
match
give
up
up. They
against
don't
each
give
other.
up.
They're a real grinding team. They're not flashy, but they worry me a little bit. Again, the Panthers have so much big game experience now, and the Carolina Hurricanes don't. And I'm always going to say Carolina Panthers because they have a football team, the Carolina Panthers. So I'm going to get it confused.
They're on a mission
Hurricanes,
now.
Panthers.
They-
Isn't
they-
that weird?
No.
Isn't
they're
it the
on a
Miami
mission.
Hurricanes and the Carolina Panthers, and now we've got
There's also
Florida Panthers and Carolina Hurricanes. My
Yes.
whole brain is jumbled.
Andy Man was
We
like,
got
why
an
are we talking
American
about?
Pope, Tony.
Yeah.
The whole world is upside down.
Andy Man was our friend was talking about. Why are we talking about the Carolina Panthers? Like, we're not talking about the Carolina Panthers.
So, but getting back to just Game 6, because I know you really got down on them.
I just
but
didn't like
think,
the
no, it was
offensive intensity
more
was annoying.
of okay. They were a little slow and a little late in getting off shots, but I give in that Game 6 the Maple Leafs defense
Oh, it was
a
fantastic.
lot of credit because I think I heard this stat where it was like the Panthers had like 80 shot attempts,
Yes.
but like only 20 something of them got on net
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the
They were
the
blocking
Maple
everything
Leafs
over.
defenders were acting as a second goalie because they
Yeah.
didn't trust the backup goalie at that point. All of them were putting themselves in harm's way. They were blocking shots. They were getting in between the shots. They were taking pucks to the midsection and they were acting as kind of a first goaltender. So when you take 80 shot attempts, but you basically don't let 60 of them get on net, that means that they really stepped up and they were sacrificing themselves. Now, the Panthers adjusted by not messing around in
They
Game
were going
7
right at
and
the
just
net.
going right at the net, taking shots quickly, not trying to get the perfect pass and
Bingo.
the perfect setup. And that's what you got to do in hockey. It's like
Yes.
bang, bang.
Yes.
And I know I'm getting into all this hockey
No,
talk.
we're getting
Believe
into
it
it.
or not, folks. Okay. Tony remembers this because I remember Tony as a sportscaster before he
Well, you guys are
became
from the Northeast too.
news
Hockey's a big deal in
anchor
the Northeast.
extraordinaire. I started off as a sports writer at the Sun Sentinel in June of 1989, 36 years ago.
Wow.
And when the Panthers were born, I was the original beat writer of the Florida Panthers hockey
Oh, you were actually the
organization.
beat writer. I don't know you were the
Me
beat
and
writer.
Dave Joseph
That I
were
remember.
co-beat writers.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
I
We
remember that.
split up the
co-beat writers.
schedule.
They didn't have
Like we
one beat
both
writer.
covered all the home games. And then we split up the road schedule. I drew the short straw and got Winnipeg in
Oh, Jesus.
February. minus 40,
Oh, no.
minus 43 degrees, which I've learned is both minus 43 in both Celsius and Fahrenheit are the same
Oh
thing,
God, when they match, that's
which is
not good.
freaking cold.
Can
and-
you see? Did you? I want to ask you a question. Did we see anything of maybe your nose?
Oh,
when
yeah.
you go to Winnipeg, first of all, you got to like dress like you're doing a bank robbery. You need like a ski
yeah.
mask, no body parts uncovered because you will get frostbite. If you step outside at minus 40 degree temperatures, you will get frostbite within, they said, like 5 minutes, like 3 minutes. So you can't have any exposed skin. And then basically I told this story before, but I showed up in the airport at the rental car counter because I had a rental car to get to the arena and
geez,
get to the
you were gonna
hotel.
try and drive in that?
I was driving up there. This was before Uber and Lyft, and I didn't
but
want to
I'm
pay
saying-
100 Canadian dollars for a taxi.
But isn't it
So I
like,
rented a car. It's like the frozen tundra. You got to
Oh
drive
my
long
God.
distances to get from the airport to the hotel to the arena.
that freaks me
But
out.
they handed me this heating coil. It looked like a curling iron. I was like, I don't need my hair done. What are you doing? Say, oh no, you put this on your battery, otherwise it's going to freeze and
Oh,
explode.
no.
So when your car is
Oh,
not running, you
no.
have to put this heating coil
Yes.
on the
Oh, that's
battery.
safe.
Battery.
That's what I want to do.
And this was something. And then the other thing, I went to a bar the night before the game, and everybody has two sets of car keys because
One's to
not
lock
for the
it.
designated driver, but one for
keep the car
they
running,
keep the
right?
car running.
Yes, they do.
And this was a whole new world to me. It was a world I did not want to experience.
It doesn't get 43 below.
I was gonna say Vermont gets
And
decent,
it
right?
was no,
In
it doesn't.
Vermont.
There, here we go. Yeah,
But
good. He's got
It
the
gets
droop on.
cold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it used to be I say, once it's like 20 degrees or lower, what's the difference? Cold is cold. Let me
No,
tell you
there's a
something.
difference.
Minus 40 is
It's
freaking cold.
There's a difference.
And I also experienced the biggest temperature change in one day because when I left Winnipeg that day, it was like minus 20 when I flew out, and I got back to Florida, and it was like 88 degrees in February.
Oh, good. 100
So it was like
degrees.
100 degrees. Of course, I spent the next day, I got
Thawing
a
out.
cold instantly, thawing out, and then I just got a head cold and forget about it. This brings us back to today's series. I'm going to do the same as last time. I'm actually think that Carolina might win tonight's game 1. And then I'm going to, again, attempt to bet on the Panthers
You're
winning
here,
the
at least.
series after they lose game 1 when the odds will be more in their favor. I got shut out last time because I was in
Yeah,
Nashville.
you would have been right too.
I would have gotten a good hefty plus 280.
Where are they
plus
playing
the-
tonight?
In
It's in
Carolina,
yeah.
Raleigh.
Yeah, but this team's actually won more games on the road than they won at home.
I know, but
They're
I have
really
a
good
feeling.
everywhere.
I have a feeling
I like Miami. I like
you like them to win
Florida.
tonight.
Yeah, see, I was weird last round and I wasn't wrong. And again, look, it wasn't the longest layoff, but they did have like 5 or 6 games between this. They've actually had this shit. Like every other team was done with their series by like Thursday.
Yeah.
Or Friday, I guess by Friday, they were playing Sunday.
Right. So they're in
So
a rhythm, which I like.
It's interesting because they do have some older guys, but they are most of their team is in their late 20s, early 30s, where they're in their prime. And this team does sort of feed off of playing. Like we've sort of learned with this team when they have these layoffs, they get off to these slowish starts. The fact that they did play Sunday and they played their best hockey. The other game was great.
You want to keep them going,
but it was the
keep
way
it going.
to
Keep
finish
it
off a team
rhythm.
is the hardest thing you can do, and to play that way to finish off a team. Their offense
They go
was
from
scary.
Toronto. I don't even know if they flew home yesterday. They don't even practice. I didn't
They
realize that.
probably didn't go home.
I read Dave Hyde's column. Paul Maurice said that this team hasn't had a formal
Nah,
practice.
that's
They
not
just
even-
have morning skates and
You don't
shoot
wanna
arounds since 2024. So they're just in a rhythm, and they're going to keep going, hopefully. We've got to keep going. We got to take our second
Let's do
break.
it.
Before we do, again, we're at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, 4191 North State Road 7. It is Playoff Central, Memorial Day weekend central for grilling central. You can pick up
It's the
prepared
most,
foods if you're going to have a party, if you're going to have a cookout. This is the place to come. And now they also have the new component where you could go online and place your order in advance, and soon delivery, home delivery. Go online to DelawareChicken.com. Number 2, today's a Tuesday. Tropical Acres,
Yep.
right around the
yeah.
corner here. Our
That's-
friends, the Studiales.
That's great too.
It is great. They're open 6 days a week.
Do you have bad sponsors?
No.
because this
Mayo
is the
doesn't
thing.
have
They're
Sorry.
all so good.
I've maintained my integrity.
Mayo doesn't mess
Every
around.
sponsor gets thoroughly vetted. It has to be Lunchbox approved. In order to be Lunchbox approved, you know what the criteria is? Has to be good,
Yeah, you gotta be high
and
quality.
it has to be a place that, yeah, they sponsor us and they help this show keep going, and I appreciate
you
all
really
that.
enjoy these.
But when I
places.
go, I am not a schnorrer at night. I'm paying my own money to patronize these establishments.
No,
And when
people
I-
give you we give you crap, and people give you crap equally. The one thing I will always defend you on is every place that sponsors us is either somewhere you've gone for years or somewhere you made sure to go to multiple times before you brought them on because you believed in them.
and it's
and
good.
had no problem-
It's really,
Yeah.
really,
No,
really
and
good.
We
each
don't
one-
talk about places we don't believe in.
each one has its virtues. I love the new and modern places like our new sponsor Daniel's, and they also have a sports bar next door, D's Sports Bar, which I'm
Which is
going to
really
go
cool.
check it out. Tonight I'm going to have game 1 at D's Sports Bar.
Nice.
Thursday I'm going to go to Shenanigans for
Perfect.
some OG playoff
Yep.
action down in my old
how is
neighborhood.
the owner there?
He's
Pat is
Pat's
great. We're
We saw him
back,
last week.
and we did a show. We had a great time with Pat last week. So all these places, whether it's old, new, and Tropical Acres, we're talking about classic,
Standard. Yep.
old school Florida, and you love the old school places
It's-
since
it's just great.
1949.
It's fantastic.
Over 75 years. We're going to be doing a show there the beginning of June. I believe
Nice.
it's on that Wednesday.
Cool.
We'll sit down with Jack Studiali and his sons, and we're going to have ourselves a time. And you can have yourself a great time there because every Monday and Tuesday, half price wine
Yeah,
night.
Susan.
Every Monday through Friday, happy hour in the bar from 4:30 to 6:30, half price cocktails, everything, including my favorite Belvedere martinis, only $8. Light bites for also very reasonable rates. Then you go in the dining room, you could get the twin lobster special. It's in season now all summer long. 2 main New England lobsters, because sometimes they come from New Hampshire, Maine, all along
They're
that coast.
northeastern. They're not Florida.
$39 for 2 of them with a
Yep.
salad and a side dish. You
Great.
can't beat that deal. Go to Tropical Acres, 2500 Griffin Road here in Dania Beach. And if you want a reservation, give them a call, 954-989-2500. That's the direct line to get yourself some great value, the steaks, the prime rib, the seafood. It's all there at Tropical Acres. All right, let's take a second break, and we'll come back and talk more from Delaware Chicken and Seafood. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa de Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays, including their new burrilla tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years. Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. The kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a All right, we're back on the Lunchbox, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, the home of value, freshness, and quality. I love this place. Tony? All right, he's speechless. All right.
There is nothing on this
Plate,
table right
yes.
now
Table plate.
That you haven't eaten and haven't enjoyed.
but
And
it's
that's
so,
me too.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
It's
So
delicious.
delicious.
I'm going to call him Sausage Guy because he loves his
He
sausages.
loves it. Yeah, but they
and
do a good job.
that Wagyu beef is really nice. A couple of notes. Okay, so apparently I was right, and Gene was a little bit mistaken that the delivery part of the app for Delaware Chicken for prepared foods is live and launched. So again, if you're interested in getting any of these items, they'll do some grilled burgers, they'll do the wings, the roasted chicken. Just go online to DelawareChicken.com, hit on the prepared food
Super
tabs,
easy. It was
and
very
then you
easy.
could order your items, and then
come and
it'll
get
take
it.
you. Well, you can pick it up, or they will deliver it to you.
Yes.
It will take you to that third-party delivery app, and you'll put in your address.
Yep.
You'll get your price, you'll pay for it, and you go from there.
Yep.
Um,
They
one
do
other
a- they
note.
do a great job of prepared food.
One other note here. They are open 7 days usually, but they are going to take Memorial Day off and honor all our fallen troops,
Yep.
which was the original purpose of the holiday, and not just to go to the beach and
Party.
get a day off. But they are going to be
So well deserved.
yeah.
These people need a day off.
Yeah, they
Oh,
do.
yeah.
And they, again, all through the season, stone crab season and all the holidays,
It's hectic here.
Thanksgiving century. I can't, they
Yes.
have literally like, 18-wheel trucks filled to the brim with turkeys, like 2 of them in the back, refrigerated trucks, and thousands of turkeys that they sell during the Thanksgiving holiday. But yeah, they're going to be closed on Memorial Day itself. They will be open on Sunday till 4 p.m. So get in here and get your provisions for a nice Memorial Day cookout. They will take great care of you here. One place that will be open on Memorial Day, Tony, and this is a place that you love.
Yes.
Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap.
Batch is. I've sent more people there.
Yeah.
Nice.
And everyone calls me and tells me how great it is.
Those biscuits, Tony.
Oh my
Don't
God.
sleep on them. You don't want crushed
When are you going?
biscuits.
When are you going back?
We're going to be back there. Let's see. We're going to be actually going
We're going to
the day
Palm
after
Beach.
Memorial Day, but we're going
Palm
to
Beach.
a first-time visit for the Lunchbox to the West Palm Beach location. We've been to Fort Lauderdale numerous times. That, of course, is 525 North Federal Highway, free parking in the garage on the side. We've been to the one in Delray Beach
Delray,
that
yeah.
recently converted to a Southern Kitchen. It used to be their sports bar gastropub, but now they've gone whole hog, all in on the Southern concept, and it's just killing it up there. Their GM, Jennifer, up there is doing great work, and that's in the Delray Marketplace. But Batch, there's also one on Clematis in downtown West Palm Beach. So we're going to be heading there on Tuesday and reacquaint ourselves with Kevin, the great owner proprietor. We haven't seen him in a while. He's getting ready for MMA bouts or something like that. The man is,
Honestly, yeah.
he's chiseled. I don't want to mess around with him. He could knock me out in less than one punch. One flick of the pinky.
Oh, no,
he
he's
will
a big
knock
One
me out.
flick of the pinky.
One flick of the pinky.
He's a
Oh,
big
my
dude.
Yeah,
God.
because I'm weak. Not just my beard. Not my beard is weak, and my entire body.
I
frame.
gotta see
But-
this beard on Friday.
Oh God, you're gonna see it. Well, before you leave, you got 20 more days before you head up to Vermont.
Yeah, the
And
Panthers-
hopefully the
at least have
Panthers
this
will
round.
be around for all of that. Oh yeah, so Batch again, you know what they do on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, they have their famous
their brunch is
legendary
ridiculous.
brunch that has some bottomless drink options. But on 3-day weekends, on holidays, they
Mhm,
extend
sure.
it. So Monday, Memorial Day, all the Batch New Southern Kitchens will be open and serving their fantastic brunch on the holiday. So that is a good option for Memorial Day if you're not cooking and grilling yourself. Let's go over the lineup. I'm talking about, you were right, Tony. I mean, you're an award-winning journalist. You tell the truth. There's no fake news coming from
no
your
fake
mouth.
news.
No, not
We
for
have
sure.
a great lineup of sponsors and ones that I stand behind wholeheartedly. So today we're at Delaware. Tomorrow we're going to be at Juan's. Used
Yeah.
to be Christina Juan's Mandarin House, but now Alex, her nephew, has taken over and maintaining the family tradition. 4th generation now. Juan's is in downtown Fort Lauderdale there, right at, I think it's 662 North Federal Highway, right next to Shuck and Dive and the Winn-Dixie and Victoria Park. We're going to be there tomorrow at 2:30. What are you looking forward to tomorrow there, Lubie? Any kind
The
of
ribs were fantastic. What we didn't try, you guys have your staples. My staples are a good egg roll, which Alex did bring me to take home, and it was fantastic, and a wonton soup. And we
Yes.
didn't do wonton soup last time, so I know he'll have his creative,
I wanna-
amazing dishes. I know they do a fully loaded or a special wonton. Like
Yes,
I really want
I think they call it like the house special wonton
That I
soup,
wanna try.
subgum wonton, where it's got the chicken, the shrimp, the pork, the wontons, the greens, the bamboo shoots.
Yep.
Fully loaded with
Yep.
vegetables. They bring it out and it like serves 3 or 4 people.
Oh, nice.
And so I want to mix it up because obviously we got hit with a lot of beautiful stuff last time, but
Specialty
that
stuff.
menu is very diverse and long.
Yeah.
So we're going to be diving in and exploring more tomorrow. Again, that's a 2:30 edition.
Okay, so
I always think of my parents when it comes to
Chinese.
Chinese food.
Was
What
it
was
a
there?
tradition that
What was there?
because for the Jews of Brooklyn, Sunday night,
Christmas,
it was
yeah.
like prescribed in the Torah that Friday night is Shabbos, Saturday you can go to temple, but Sunday night you
You
must
had
go
Chinese
to the
food.
nearest Chinese food, and you get the special dispensation. You can eat the ribs and the
Yeah,
pork and
yeah.
all that stuff.
They used to go there on Friday nights
Hmm.
during
This is up in Jersey.
no down here
Oh,
actually.
okay. What was their spot here?
I'm trying to think of it. I think it was the
Well,
Buddha place.
Okay. There's a whole bunch of and the Wands thing. I didn't realize his grandfather, great grand, but basically started in downtown Miami, and then they
Yes.
started
Maybe
moving
that was
north.
it.
You
That was
probably
it.
were in one of the
Yes.
Wands. They first opened their first restaurant in
That was it.
1966.
That
The
was
year
it.
I was born. They immigrated from Hong Kong.
I was 16.
66.
I was 16.
Oh, good. Oh, you got some. You got some
years on
16
us.
years on me. I was born in '66. You know how I remember it? Because it's the last time the Toronto Maple Leafs won a Stanley Cup. Sorry, Toronto
You're
fans.
piling on.
All right, so Wands is tomorrow, and then Thursday I got that very long, arduous commute. We're going to be at Fat Boy's
Oh, back at
Barbecue,
Fat Boys.
about
Nice.
50 yards from my new home in downtown Fort Lauderdale. There,
We're at the Fort. I'm
we're going back
curious
to
if
the
we're going to
Fort
be
Lauderdale.
bouncing around because the Fort Lauderdale location is fantastic. So it's the newest one.
Well,
I'm
it's the
glad,
newest
but-
one. He wants to still let people know
there's
that.
a Davy place.
Well, he's got Fat Boys has 4 locations now. There's one on Cypress Creek Road. There's one on in
Deerfield.
Sample Road in Coral Springs,
Yes.
and then in Deerfield on Hillsborough. So I don't know what you're talking about out there. It's not a Fat Boys.
How do you spell it?
Well, it's
Well,
well,
there's
you're
Fat Boys
thinking of Fat Boys
Sushi.
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 Yes,
Yes,
sushi.
and that gets confusing
Yes.
because the one that we're going to right
Literally
next
right-
to Primo Liquors, it's just south of the tunnel.
Yep.
I think it's 706 South Federal Highway is where Fat Boys Barbecue. I did a
both
bang
do
bang
well.
already. I went boys and sushi at Fat Boy. Fat Boys is with a Z at the end. The barbecue. Any way you want to remember it, but Jarrell and his whole crew, they're killing it down there because they're open 7 days, unlike another long-standing place nearby. So what they're doing is they're picking up a lot of business on Sundays, which is a big sports day,
and Mondays.
and Mondays. And the courthouse crowd, it's just down the block from the courthouse. It's just down the block from the school board headquarters. So he's doing a ton of that takeout and delivery
Yep.
business.
Oh, my God.
So
Look, they've been
They'll
busy
kill
since
it.
the day
They'll-
before they were open.
yeah. And I went in there over the weekend. I did a little supplement to some meals that we were having at home. I tried for the first time. They have jerk chicken,
Oh, nice.
and they also have smoked wings. And I got the
Wow.
smoked wings.
Yeah.
And with a Carolina mustard sauce
Oh
glazed,
my God.
which I know Ken is a big fan of the
Yep.
Carolina mustard
Yep,
sauce.
yep.
So we'll be there on Thursday, and then Friday we're back at the Great Race Place, Gulfstream Park, 10 Palms. Joe Beige
How'd
will
you
be
do
back.
in the Preakness?
So I, it's the classic Mike Mayo. I won, but I lost because
You won, but wait a
Right.
minute. now.
it means
You
I
won
invested
too much
like
stuff.
200
You
bucks
bet
on the
too much.
race, but at the end of the day, I only got back 79. The key for me was River Thames. That was the horse I was touting,
Well,
the
it finished
Fletcher
like fifth or
horse.
sixth.
And I
He
bet
just
that
didn't get the
horse.
distance. And you know what? Jerry Bailey on the NBC telecast, he was right. He just said, I don't think this horse can get the distance. He's a miler. He was absolutely right. I don't know why Pletcher brought him. I thought Pletcher was smart enough not to just take a shot with a horse that didn't
Yeah,
really
didn't
have a
have it, yeah.
chance. But he faded. He was up there at the beginning. But I did have the other 2 parts. So I had an exacta box and I had a try. But it didn't come back very much because journalism was an odds on, it was an even money favorite. But I did like Gosker. That 19-1 shot was coming off a win. I thought he was an overlay. So I hit for a $1 exacta for like 16 bucks and a $1 try for 74 bucks. But at the end of the day, I spent 200. You can do the math, Tony.
Yes.
You
There are
lost
some
money while
people-
winning. That's impressive.
Who
to lose
can't
money
do the
while
math.
winning.
There are some people who would proclaim, I'm a winner, like people in Washington, D.C.
We cashed out about $200.
Nice.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And what'd you end up doing with it? Did you spend it all in one place?
No, we kept it in the bank for the Belmont.
Oh, And at Belmont, I'm excited because it looks like we
They're
might
gonna go
have the
head-to-head.
matchup that we didn't get in the Preakness.
Sorority and
Sovereignty.
Sovereignty,
Sovereignty.
rather.
The Derby winner, Sovereignty.
Yep.
The Preakness winner, Journalism,
Journalism,
who
nice.
was the everybody was touting him as
Yeah.
a super horse. I think both of these are very,
Strong
very good
horses.
animals. I think both of them are potential superstars. And you called it, Tony. Like, it could be an Alydar Affirmed match. I want to see them go against each other in the Belmont. I'd like to see them go against each other in the Travers, and I'd like to see them go against each other in the Breeders' Cup Classic.
Yeah.
It's a long season. We don't know if they'll both get there.
Let's get to the Belmont. Like after Sovereignty not running in the Preakness, it was a letdown. So the fact that journalism held up its end, it actually, again, this is the kind of thing that can bring the lay fan. So hopefully, Sovereignty, from what we know, is going to run. Journalism is going to run. Just keep them safe, please, because I think it'll be a lot of fun for the Belmont.
Yes, it will.
Hey, we got to take one more break,
We
right?
do.
Okay, so let's take that third and final break, and we'll come back with more and wrap up this edition of the Lunchbox from Delaware Chicken and Seafood after these words.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the new river. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey district, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations and
All right, we're back to wrap up this edition from Delaware Chicken and Seafood. Tony is happy because people are flocking to him. They're coming up. They're recognizing, his fans are saying, "Oh, I've been watching
Then
you
he was
since
almost in
forever. It's great to see you. I had a former neighbor, somebody who lived in my old Dania Beach neighborhood came up earlier in the show and said, boy, you got out at the right time because all the flooding
Oh, they
difficulties.
continue to have flooding.
Well, they're doing this
Doesn't
whole.
rain. Oh,
They're
that
doing this basically a big dig in my block had been torn up for the last 6 months. They're putting in drainage pipes and injection wells, and it's just a complete mess. So I'm happy I got out when I did. But again, it's gratifying to see people who recognize Tony and me. Oh, and I didn't tell this story the other day. So when we went to Alinea, that Chicago famous restaurant, the pop-up that they were having for 3 weeks down in Miami Beach at the Faena Hotel. They have it set up in one of their restaurants that they took over for 3 weeks.
Yes, they did.
So I go there. So me and Val, very graciously, early birthday present, kind of a bucket list item. Everybody wants to go to Alinea. We didn't have the best experience. It's not our kind of food, but as we were walking in, I said, we're in Miami. I said, usually I have a no PDA rule with Val, no canoodling,
Really? Oh my God,
no holding hands, no kissing.
Oh, come
you're
on.
such a weirdo.
I am a weirdo.
You're like
She-
in the
strange.
dating. You're literally in the dating phase. Like if you don't
What
give
a
a
dating,
shit.
we're the living
strange
together.
No,
we have
but-
to have a long
Yeah,
All right,
conversation with
so-
that boy.
But because
Oh
it's
my
like I'm in Broward. I'm sometimes quasi grade Z celebrity
Yeah,
public
that's fine.
figure, and I don't
can
want
see
people
you
saying
in love. There's okay.
No, but I was like, you know what? We're in Miami-Dade now. It's okay. We can do PDA because
that's
nobody
nice.
recognizes me down here. We're checking in for Alinea at the hostess stand, and then this couple comes out and says, "Are you Mike Mayo? We're in the group. We're
It
here
serves
because of you."
It
And
serves
that's
you right.
great.
It serves you right.
Well, of course.
And
they're
they
gonna
were
know
on
you
their
at a foodie event.
Very
in
nice
Mayo.
couple, and I was like, "Did you enjoy it?" She said, "Yes, very much." I was like, "Good. I'm glad."
Someone
And that was
did.
before, yeah. Someone got their money's
You
worth.
slammed the whole thing.
I didn't send the whole thing. There was some
Exactly.
exceptional bites. It's very
Yes,
creative.
Yes.
Just a little too whimsical. Not my
Whimsical.
style. Whimsical.
That was so great. You
There
haven't
was
heard.
whimsy.
You heard before
artistic.
he went and did the thing, and it was exactly what we thought it was going to be.
It was very fruitful. Look, there was some excellent bites. Grant Shouts is a icon in the American culinary scene. Just not my particular style.
Yes.
That's all.
That's
But
what Jonathan said. It's art. Or Ken
Art,
said it's
artistic.
art, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
Right.
like, I want food.
Yes, yeah. Food.
for those who
funny.
like
Regular
Chicago
food.
hot dogs in cube
Yeah.
fashion with, that has the
I tried
bursts
to
in your
explain it
mouth
to
and you get a
Shirley
flavor.
yesterday.
I prefer the actual coney dog from Skyline Chili.
I
at
tried to explain
$3.59.
to my wife yesterday, and she big. I was like, I was waiting till after because I was like, she's gonna want to go to one of these things, and I'm not trying to do this. So it was already done, and just when I brought up the price, she made a face. I'm like, all right, good. I'm rubbing off on you a little bit, and then on top of that, when I tried to explain the cube, her face went blank. She couldn't comprehend it.
It was a cube. I'll show Tony. It's this molecular gastronomy where they turn things. They're alchemists. They turn different substances into food-like
Instead of just having
particles
food.
instead of just having food. But
But anyways,
all right. Anyway, but no, it was also weird
seen and
to get
known and-
recognized immediately. Again, 200,000 members in Let's Eat South Florida,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're everywhere. And I'm glad that they do go out and explore the food scene.
Yes, they
and
do.
it's always a good amount of fun. All right, quick. We will wrap up now with predictions. Tony,
Oh.
Panther. I'm going to ask for two predictions. Okay? Number one, Panthers versus Hurricanes hockey, and number two, Knicks versus Pacers NBA Eastern Conference Finals.
Knicks are on such a roll. I won't count them out. Knicks in 6.
Okay.
And the Panthers, they do it again.
So Panthers in
How many games?
In
5 or 6 or 7.
5.
Okay.
5. Wow, good for you.
Luby, your prediction.
I
I'm
think
gonna
the
write
Knicks are.
these down.
I think the Knicks are playing strong, but I think the Pacers just have a little bit more. They have a little bit more on the offensive end. They don't just rely on Brunson, whereas the Pacers rely on a bunch of guys to score. They actually have a deep bench. They trust their bench, whereas Tom Thibodeau literally lives to kill his players. So I think the Pacers will get it done in 6, and I'm leaning Panthers in 6.
Doesn't Thibodeau look like a guy who spent like 12 hours at a craps table,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
lost
was
the whole
up
time.
40,000, and then blew it all
Blew it
Yeah,
in the
all.
last
Blew
like
it
3
all.
rolls, and he's just sitting there like has that look on his face, like
and that's how he treats his players. He puts them to the brink. Literally, all of the top 8 players in minutes in the NBA, the Knicks had 5 of them. Like
So wait, what was
that's
the
just who he
prediction?
is. I think the Pacers will win in
Oh,
6.
Pacers
Yeah, I
in
like
6
the
and
Pacers.
Panthers.
I think the Panthers. I hate doing this with my own teams, but it feels like they'll. I hate picking a series to go 7, so I would say the
No,
Panthers
they're
in
going
6.
7 because that's what
It
they
just
do.
feels like it, yeah. But I would say the
Panthers
Panthers
in 7.
6.
I agree on that, and I'm going Pacers in 6 because I just think they have better height, and I think they're
They're
more.
fresher.
They're
just
fresher, and I hate to look. I'm a New Yorker, native New Yorker. I want to see the
I
Knicks
think it's going to be a
win.
good series. I just think the Pacers will outlast them.
Yeah, I agree with you on that front. So I'm going to go Pacers in 6, Panthers in 7.
Okay.
I hope the Panthers
Knicks
prove me
win
wrong.
it.
Yeah, you're no. Look, I don't think they're going to get pushed around like last year. I think it's going to be a good series. I just wonder if they have it in the end.
Panthers game 1 tonight, Knicks game 1 tomorrow night. So
Yes.
at least we get some staggering
Yeah, we
for
got
people who
playoffs.
are into both teams,
Yep.
like myself. Tony, thank you for coming out.
My
A
pleasure.
Lubie, we'll do it again
Thank you, sir.
tomorrow at Juan's at
2:30 tomorrow.
2:30.
2:30 because people
And
were throwing up.
that's you know that's the dentist's favorite time.
Oh, it is.
2:30. My 2:30.
2:30.
Another dad joke.
It's a dad joke.
I had my father and grandfather were both dentists, much to the professor Ken's chagrin, because he thinks Scotty Scheffler should have been a dentist. Has all the personality
so
of a
boring.
dentist.
He calls him
The guy's a good golfer. I mean, he's a
And dentists
machine.
can be funny. I've met plenty of dentists that are person.
Oh yeah, like and on the Bob Newhart show, Jerry,
Yes.
great funny character.
Yeah.
He was an orthodontist. All right, that's it. Thanks to Gene and everybody here at Delaware. Come on out, get your provisions for the long holiday weekend.
Delaware.com. You can order food.
DelawareChicken.com is the place
DelawareChicken.com,
to
sorry,
go.
Delaware
All right, enjoy every burger, enjoy every sausage, chicken wing, and enjoy every sandwich.